Greetings, brethren. House Donkey here. Sorry about the background noises. The window is open because it's quite nice, and with the sun shining in, the room is just heating up too much. Anyway, this is like the third time I'm recording this because as you can see, I have my horde of miniatures assembled here, and I keep finding stupid boxes that have my address on it. So I keep doxing myself, and it's annoying. So this is the third time I'm recording this. Okay, let's get to it. So I basically, over the weekend, I've been reworking my entire work and living area. Because I have, as you can see, my entire collection of miniatures sitting on the long working table, I thought, why not film it and show you guys all the craziness that I have, and sort of you know, shame myself in doing so. Right. First of all, we have this massive pile here, and you may notice that it is all Games Workshop, and there's a reason for that. So I really wanted the Warhammer Quest Cursed City box, but I didn't get one because it was immediately sold out. Now, obviously, that itself wouldn't be a problem. I could just wait till, I don't know, whenever the next ones come in. But the problem I have with it is that I just do not believe them that it's a mistake. I don't believe them that it's you know, something that that happens to them by accident. I just don't believe that. You know, all the excuses that they keep making about, oh, our factory capacity and our delivery capacity and this and that. They're a multi-billion pound company. They can fix those issues if they exist. And it's not like these issues have just existed till last year, you know, so you can't really blame COVID either, because this has been happening since 2018. 2018 was the first time that, you know, one of these things happened where they had one of those two-player you know, battle boxes. In the beginning, they tried all that stuff out with Age of Sigmar, I believe. They've been ramping that up ever since. Now, you could say, of course, you know, the problems have just ramped up, but I just don't believe that. The whole issue with it lines up too perfectly with how you do a FOMO marketing, or a fear of missing out marketing strategy, where basically what you do is you artificially limit the amount of stuff that you have, right, in the beginning. So you hype up a product, like a lot, to as many people as possible, and but you very strictly limit the amount of copies of that product that you actually have to sell. So it's not just that you don't put all of them up for sale, you actually do not have enough of them. And then when you put it out on the market and the first wave of customers buys all of them up immediately, which is, again, what happened with Indomitus, and what happened with the Sisters of Battle, and what happened with all sorts of other stuff before, it just gets bought up in 10 to 15 minutes. And, you know, people who aren't insane, who aren't sitting there 10 in the morning on a Saturday, you know, with 10 different stores open, clicking like crazy to get the stuff, they miss out. And then, as a company, you swoop in and you say, oh, we're so sorry, we didn't know, it was all a mistake. There's nothing we could do. Our capacity. Please, you must believe us. But here, we are such benevolent overlords. Here is a second wave of the product that you can now pre-order. And by that, you rope a whole bunch of people into doing that wouldn't have otherwise bought it, or who would have waited. And you're just trying to move as many copies of your product as fast as you can. So that when you have an eventual reprint that you always plan to have, you sell out of that as well. So you don't actually end up having any costs for storing stuff, right? Because you sell out the first wave really quickly because you lowballed the number of copies that you actually made. And then when your second wave comes around, that was already planned, you have a much larger number of units, but you also have a lot more people that buy into it then, because they missed out the first time and they're really scared of missing out on this product, so they buy in the second time. Usually this doesn't really bother me because I'm not like that. I don't mind not getting something. This particular one bothered me a little bit because it was easily the most excited I've been for a Games Workshop product since 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the starter box with Empire and Orcs, or the Two Towers set for Lord of the Rings. And I really wanted the Cursed City box, and again, I could wait, but I just don't want to. I just don't believe them, and you know, I find it predatory, because if you think about the situation that we're in with the last year, how it went, and you know, people having problems with money, the economy not being particularly great, especially for the people at the bottom, and then also you know, being locked inside. In many countries, you're still locked inside. In Germany, we still have the same lockdown that we had in November. That is a strain on people's mental health. And if you're then using, you know, those marketing strategies such as fear of missing out, which are sort of exploiting a weakness in people, I think you're just abusing that fact. You're just making money off of people's suffering during the panini, right? So I can't in good conscience support that. I think it's horrific. And there's lots of other reasons too. They've you know, repeatedly annoyed me again since I started buying their crap again. So yeah, I've decided I'm just done with it, and I think this time for forever. I don't think I'm gonna come back. I did already quit once back in like 2006, 2007, somewhere around that, toward when 4th edition 40k came out. And they basically destroyed my Imperial Guard army because I built a drop troop doctrine, and that they got rid of that in the next book, and I would have had to spend like 400 euros to make my army playable again. And I just wasn't having that, so I sold off my entire collection then, and I stopped playing Games Workshop stuff for easily 10 years. I jumped heavily on the War Machine and Flames of War bandwagon, and I think I'm actually completely done this time. I just don't need to be, you know, dicked around like that, and I don't appreciate them, you know, doing that to other people. Like, because, you know, I don't really fall for these tricks that much because I'm kind of aware of them. And I wouldn't mind waiting, but I know that there's lots of people who will fall for this and who will end up with Cursed City boxes that they didn't actually want. You know, just like with Indomitus, I constantly see people are like, oh, I bought the Indomitus box and I don't know what to do with it because I don't actually like 40k, or I never intended to play either Space Marines or Necrons, but now I have this €140 box. I think it's horrible. And of course, people are somewhat to blame for their decisions, you know. But I think that there is also something to be said for not abusing that situation to make profits. Because, you know, let's face it, Games Workshop made record profits in 2020, and so they were entirely untouched by the panorama, and lots of people were touched by it, you know. So yeah, just my personal decision. So I thought I'd show you all the stuff that I have that I consider modern Games Workshop, because I'm not getting rid of the old stuff. I didn't buy that from them anyway. I bought that from other people. And yeah, they're not making money off me buying War Master from eBay or from people on Facebook. So what do I have? I have two random death heroes for no reason, really. At some point I must have wanted to play a death army, but didn't end up doing that. So White King and a Necromancer. Then I have the starts of a Tyranid army. This was going to be for Crusades, so I was aiming for a 50 power level. And I got a box of Venomthropes, which were going to become Zoanthropes. If you can even see that on the camera. Yes, you can. I have two boxes of Termagant Brood. I was going to get a third one, and then I have 30 Termagants. I have a box of a Tyrannofex, and then one of two Carnifexes. I'm missing one Termagant Brood and a Hive Tyrant to make a 50-point army, which is annoying, but I'm definitely not going to buy that now. So I'll have to see. Probably we'll just sell the boxes individually here. Then this is the big one. It's my Flesh Eater Courts that I already started, and I was kind of excited about this one. In here, there's the terrain piece for the Flesh Eater Quartz. There's a full start collecting box in here with a zombie, a Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. Yeah, all the stuff that's also in that box. The endless spells are in here as well. And there's also a box of assembled direwolves. I was going to use them as allies. The box of Crypt Ghouls here is already missing 10 because I built them. So there's 20 built Crypt Ghouls in there. Then we have one more start collecting. So it's a total of 2 start collecting, 1 box of Crypt Ghouls. This guy, whom I was going to convert into a Ghoul King just by changing the hands and the head basically. And maybe adding some extra bones and stuff. I don't know if I'm just going to sell him as he is now or try to finish conversion. I don't know. Who knows? I'll figure that out later. And then underneath we have the battle force that they had for the Flesh Eater Quartz. This was in the very first wave of battle forces for Age of Sigmar. So it must have been 2017, maybe? I'm not sure, but it's old. And I found this sitting in my local game store. So that was pretty great. And it has a Terrorgeist kit. It has 9 Crypt Horrors of Flayas and 20 Ghouls, and then 1 Vargulf. But the Vargulf Courtier is not in there. I actually already sold that. So with selling that Vargulf Courtier, I spent under 100 euros for this box. Which, you know, at the time, that felt pretty neat. But yeah, now I'm probably just going to sell the whole lot as one thing. Throw in like the army book or something. Then we have remnants of a Night Haunt army that I was going to do. I already sold most of the boxes because, you know, they were boxes. I could actually sell them well. This one, it costs £10 RRP, so yeah, I didn't bother then. I might just throw it in with these. These are 40 Chain Rasp Hordes and an Ancestral Guardian with the Lantern. They're from the Soul War starter set, and I bought them on eBay from a box splitter. So, yeah. Probably just gonna throw them in, do that as like a little pack. And then the one that sucks the most, because I'm not sure I'm gonna get any amount of return on this. I got some Grimghast Reapers, also from the Soul Wars box. I think from the same box splitter guy. And I was going to use these, the Dreadblade Harrows. Can you even see that? Yep, you can. I got 3 boxes of them, which makes 6. And I was going to use 5 of them to turn these into Hex Wraiths, because I really don't think the old Hex Wraith models fit with the aesthetic of the army anymore. But I thought with these horses and the Grimghast Reapers on top, they could look really cool. So I don't know if I'm actually still going to do that. I might, because I don't think I'm going to be able to sell this otherwise. So I might as well at least, you know, turn them into Hex Wraiths and then be like, hey, I have 5 cool converted Hex Wraiths to sell. Anybody interested? You know, yeah. So we'll see. That would be nice. Then we have a singular box of Easterlings for the Lord of the Rings game. I really wanted to do some Lord of the Rings again. It is definitely one of my favorite game systems from Games Workshop, and it's the only one of the good ones, in my opinion, that's still running. I don't like the AOS system, and I definitely don't like the 40k system. And this is like the only one that they still have. I also don't like the new Blood Bowl. I think the new Blood Bowl sucks. So, yeah, like the only game that I actually still like, but it's just gonna have to die on the pyre of my personal morals, I suppose. And then we have a random box of Genestealer cults, which we're probably gonna sort of mash with the Tyranids. I already built a few of these models, which sucks because obviously that lowers the value, but oh well. I'm just gonna try and sell it as is now, obviously with the built models thrown in, but yeah, I'm not going to build the whole thing. And then we have a mixed box, as you can see, that was once supposed to be Eldar Exodites, but I never really got to that. And it just ended up kind of becoming all sorts of Elf and Eldar bits that I was collecting. Somebody, I traded someone for these Dark Elf Drakespawn Knights. I think I have 10 of them. Yeah, there's 10 of them. And I was gonna turn them into sort of like a jet bike type deal for Exodites. I have a whole bunch of Dark Eldar and Eldar weapons in here. Then there's a random bag of 30 Dark Elf Executioner heads, which okay. No, not Executioner, Blackguard. Then just some more elf bits. I'm definitely gonna have to rifle through these though, because there's also some 6th edition Warhammer Empire shields with the wolf heads, and I love those shields. Yeah, but elf heads and all sorts of stuff. Probably just gonna end up in my bits box. I'm probably gonna try to either trade or sell these Drakespawn Knights. And then just see, I don't know, maybe I can find someone who wants to buy a bunch of Blackguard heads. I don't know. Yeah, some more Dark Eldar weapons. What else is in there? Oh, there's also some wings from the Dark Eldar jump troops. I forget what they're called. But, you know, that's a fun addition to the bits box. Sure, I can find something useful for that. More Dark Eldar guns. And then these are actually quite fun. This was like really early when I decided, okay, I'm gonna give Age of Sigmar a try, when there really weren't that many armies in the game yet. I mean, now there's what, like 30 armies in the game? Psh, nuts. But back then there wasn't that much, and what I decided to do was I actually liked how the game was set up in the beginning with Age of Sigmar. It was kind of open-ended, and there was a lot of interesting things you could do. I think now it's a lot more... It's actually worse now, in my opinion, but whatever. So what I was going to do was basically have sort of a mix of wood elves and high elves, and theme them all after white lines. So I have a wood elf Eternal Guard, or Glade Guard. I don't remember what they're called. And I gave him a white line head, and then sculpted him sort of a fur cloak. And they were going to be sort of like the light line troops for this white line themed army, and have actual white lines as the sort of elite troops, and then some white line characters. And that's also what the in the other bag here there were, as you can see, there were actual lions from the chariots, and I bought a bunch of them and was going to make cavalry out of them. You know, sort of white line riders on lines. But that never turned into anything. But I'm probably also not going to sell these, so I'm probably just going to finish this conversion and then just paint them up for fun. Put them in the display cabinet. So most of this stuff probably not going to get sold, but all the other stuff will. And if you're interested in any of this, feel free to let me know. I'll make you a special price. But yeah, otherwise I'm just going to get rid of all the Games Workshop stuff, books and games and everything. Just gonna keep... Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I also need to pull out the new Blood Bowl. I actually need to find that. I don't know where it is. But I do also have the new Blood Bowl, and that's also gonna get sold because, as I said, don't like the new Blood Bowl. Kind of a garbage game. Right. This kind of concludes Games Workshop, and originally this was gonna be 3 videos, and the middle video was just me talking about my Frostgrave stuff and gushing endlessly and talking about Oathmark. So I'm just going to show off a few bits and pieces from the Frostgrave box, as you can see right here. Basically, this box is a mixture of actual Northstar sculpts for Frostgrave, like this one, like this snow leopard, and a whole bunch of other stuff. What I like to do on eBay is look for well, in German they call them Konvolut, right? So convoluted collections where people just don't know what the hell it is they have, right? So I just look for these, and then I do a quick glance over them and see if it's worth buying, and you know, see if there's anything good in there. Yeah, and sometimes I pick up something and sometimes I don't. But here we have some Reaper miniatures, and I think this Etin is also from Northstar. Yeah, all sorts of Reaper stuff. Probably things I picked up at my local game shop at a discount, because they were doing sort of a sale trying to get rid of all their old miniatures. Then we have a bag of just Beastmen and Chaos warriors. I think most of them are Grenadier. Let's see if I can see it. Oh, this one's actually Hobby Products. This one right here, if you can see him. That one with the sword over his shoulder. Very cool. That's the same company that made the Demon World range. They also had a sort of 28mm fantasy line, and this is one of them. So I have some really cool rare bits in here that are just, I don't know, they're just neat. And I really like these old metal miniatures, so I sort of hoard them and don't, you know, try to not get rid of them. And they are going to be just fine for Frostgrave. And we have some orcs from Harlequin. I actually think I got these as a... Yeah, it actually says on there. It's a freebie from when I ordered from Black Tree Design. And they're great. I would love to order more stuff from Black Tree Design, but anybody who's ever ordered there will know they are not particularly reliable. It usually takes a long time to get your stuff. And we have a mix of old school orcs and Kev Adams inspired ones. This one you can see. Can we focus? This one is a bit more 90s, inspired by Kev Adams, and we have a bunch of these more old ones that look more Bugbear-esque. Yeah, really cool stuff. It's a whole box basically of just stuff that I like because it's old, and I don't want to throw away or give away because I just, yeah, I think that's a shame. Also a Kev Adams barbarian warrior of some sort. This one was actually from his own line where he sold them under his own name. I found this one at a convention. Yeah, I just love these old figures. What can I say? And so I have a lovely little box of old stuff, and yeah, you'll see some of the other things in the other video. That will also come out probably today as well. And if you guys celebrate Easter on Mondays, on Easter Monday, I don't know if that's just a German thing or if other countries do that as well, then happy Easter Monday. Otherwise, have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. And screw Games Workshop. Alright, take care guys. Have a good one.